Okay, so let's do at least list and we start. So part number 2, priority list. Below is the list of the order of priority, and each item will be explained as necessary. So number 1, donor himself. So in some circumstances, like when a person is not like struggling, he cannot or she cannot, the family cannot afford like to give tzedakah. So for them, it's going to be killer. And if they live very, very modest life, or even more modest than modest, right? So in this case, they're not allowed to give this Maaser. They have to separate Maaser and assign to themselves as to poor people, right? And that's what we advise some people. Right? Number 2, wife and small children. So you cannot give tzedakah when your wife is lacking, when your children are lacking. Absolutely not, right? So they take precedence. Rabbi who taught without taking payment. Okay, so we have a rabbi, never took any money from you. So of course you own him. So right now he's in need, so you have to give him money. Tzedakah. 4, parents. Number 4, parents, of course. So they brought you up, this and that. Of course, as we're going to discuss, that there is a mitzvah to respect parents. So respect parents, meaning what? That the Gemara gives example, give them food and drink and escort them in and out. Right? You need to take them to the doctor's office or something. Right? Just because you have to give them food and drink does not mean that you have to pay for this. So if they can afford, if they have money for food and drink, so you, of course, maybe you order delivery, maybe you brought from the store, but they should pay money. There is no, it's not tzedakah. So if they have money, it's not tzedakah to give to your parents. If they're very poor, they cannot afford, I don't know, because of the health reasons they have. Unfortunately, I hear these stories that insurances do not pay, right? Because of this drug is very new and very expensive and whatever, right? And this elderly people, they have to give everything to have this prescription filled, right? It's very terrible, but it's possible. So in this case, yeah, they're very poor. You would be allowed to give more to your parents. Number 5, grandparents. So there is still connection to grandparents. Number 6, young adult children, meaning that you're not obligated to support them, but you do, right? We're going to see. Number 7, Rabbi who taught and was paid, right? So he thought was paid. Of course, we never paid him enough. Okay, so we have to support him. Number 8, grandchildren. Okay. Number 9, brothers and sisters. So you see, they're not the first priority, but still. Number 10, uncles and aunts from a father's side. Number 11, uncles and aunts, mother's side. So father's side always takes priority, always. So and inheritance just for our information goes according to the father's side, not according to mother's side. Number 12, cousins, father's side. Number 13, cousins, mother's side. Number 14, remaining relatives. We're going to delve in each of the category, I think, separately. Not all of them, but many of them. Number 15, divorced spouse. So, and it's actually in a Gemara, there are a few examples when a person was given to divorced spouse because she could not survive, right? So you have money, so you like since you used to have this connection, you must help that person. Number 16, close friends, right? Because that's as we said, that's why these people were put in your life. So if they're worthy, of course you have choice, but okay. Number 17, neighbors. Number 18, people from the same city. Number 19, so meaning people from the same city, meaning the people that you do not know, right? Number 19, people from Yerushalayim, because it's the hardest place to survive in Yerushalayim. I'm not sure how they survive. I think every person who survives in Yerushalayim, it's an open miracle, especially these people. It's very, very expensive. Everything. Apartments expensive, food expensive, everything. Very expensive. Number 20. People living in the rest of Eretz Israel. And number 21. People living in other countries outside of Eretz Israel. Okay. Following is explanation of some of the above priorities. Of course, we're going to add and expand, but I think we're going to leave it for the next time. Okay. So it's, as you see, it's this book is Rabbi Taub, Shimon Taub. He did amazing job. Right? He paid so much attention to details. So most of the answers. So I was able to find in this book, on Tzedakah, or at least if it was very, very a unique question. So I know what to ask and whom to ask. Okay. Right. Any questions on what we said or did not say? Yes, please go ahead.
So in this priority list, why would this category of divorced spouse would come before the category of close friends? I mean, this kind of sounds a little odd to me, because it doesn't for example, a Habrutha fall into this category of close friends, perhaps, for example?
Okay, yes. So divorced spouse, most of the time we're talking about women, right? So they got divorced. Let's say she was not a wicked person. Whatever happened, right? Nothing she did not rebel against God or something. Whatever happened, doesn't matter, right? So since there was once it was such a connection, right? That when people get married, usually when the people get married, it's not just they get certificate or something, right? There is a special bond that created in Shemaim, and it's impossible to dissolve this bond unless they do get or somebody dies. That's how strong is the bond. So now, after they were so much connected for I don't know how many years, now that they got divorced, so in some sense it would be proper for that person. So if she cannot support herself, so the situation is not good. Okay, so that's why it would be proper for a person to support. And as I said, there are at least two examples in the Gemara and how this person who supported his spouse was praised. Unbelievable. Why? Because he was not obligated, and she was very bad to him. That's the second part of the story. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I remember, I don't know if it was last class or the one before, that we talked about giving tzedakah privately to the opposite gender. Okay. So I don't know, how would this concept fit with this giving tzedakah to a divorced spouse? And if the divorced spouse is married?
Even married or not married, that doesn't matter. So in the case of Gemara, she was actually married. So you can give through somebody else. Not, of course, it says clearly, halacha is that you're not supposed to live with your old former spouse on this alleyway. So alleyway, like on the same street and in the same neighborhood. Why? Because you're very familiar with each other. Maybe sometimes you're going to bump into each other on the street, and God forbid something happen. Right? So we're trying to live as far as possible. Not as far as possible, but not to see each other very often, right? And you can send always through the messenger, right? There is no problem. Ask your wife to find another woman, and she can send. I'll ask your sister, somebody. I'll ask your daughter, right? Somebody. Or do it even anonymously. Not anonymous, send them check by mail. That's it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.